begin. So you're all very much welcome. I'm Dr. Emmanuel Ledu, Cyber Chat. We do this every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. And like I always say, it's Friday night. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here to share in the knowledge. And we are going to make sure the time that you spend with us, you are going to gain something for your toolbox as a cybersecurity professional or aspiring cybersecurity professional. So tonight, our discussion is going to be GRC soft skills interview questions and answers, right? And like I said in the intro before we started recording, this is the most difficult part of any cybersecurity interview that you can go to. Right? So, and for all cybersecurity interviews, at least you do three, sometimes four, but mostly you do three interviews. So one will be technical, mostly the first one with your recruiter. Sometimes doesn't really count, but if we count that three, or sometimes if you count that, it's four, right? So one with your recruiter, who will just want to have a feel of what you're about. And then another one can be either soft skills, or mostly they reserve the soft skills for, later on. So you are going to do technical, and then you go for either a mixture of technical and soft skills, and then you go for purely soft skills, right? And that is where, you have to make sure you go in with all guns blazing, right? So this is brought to you by Eretmis Academy. And the Eretmis Academy is a cybersecurity institute based out of New York. We train cybersecurity professionals from 0 to 100, and we have different specialty training programs out there as well. And we are going to be talking about some of these training programs as we move along. I'm Dr. Emmanuel Ledu. If it is your first time of meeting me, I'm a former United States Army captain. I'm a PCI QSA, cybersecurity, everything, lab, talking, mentoring, teaching about cybersecurity, public speaker, speaking at a couple of cybersecurity events. And we do this every Friday to help you grow as a cybersecurity professional, right? So regardless of where you are in your journey, we do this, and we do this with all the passion and all the sincerity and the good heart to make sure you are very successful, right? I'm also a member of the Forbes Technology Council. I'm the CEO of Eretmis Inc., PCI QSA company, a cybersecurity consulting firm. Our specialty is PCI, but we do all cybersecurity. We are first a cybersecurity company, right? And then second, we are PCI DSS is our specialty, right? So we are PCI DSS assessors, and also a former professor at University of Maryland Global Campus and CTC as well, and the founder of Eretmis Academy. And with that, let's move on. So for Eretmis, we are partners with CompTIA, Eretmis Academy. We are partners with CompTIA, and we are authorized partners. And what that means is that we have 20% discount on all vouchers if you want to sit for any certification exam, right? So you reach out to us, we will direct you on how to get a 20%, and you get that discount to sit for any of these exams. Now, this applies only to CompTIA exam vouchers. Other certification bodies, they don't really have any programs that we know of for now that will give you a discount, right? Now, to renew your certification, if you have any certification in the cybersecurity space, you can either resit for the exam, or you can use what we call CEU, CPE, simply showing that you are continuously learning in the cybersecurity space. So you being here tonight, if you put Team Live, hashtag Team Live in the chat, and you take a screenshot of it, that counts as each hour counts as, or each 45 minutes counts as one educational point, right? Continuous educational points or continuing educational points. So you can use that to renew your certification when it is up for you to renew, right? And then also we have a WhatsApp group. The link will be posted for you to be able to join. We have two groups actually. One is for our main cybersecurity group, and then we have another one just for cyber chat, right? So the link will be posted. Also, everything that we do every Friday night posted on YouTube, transmitted live on YouTube, and we also post the video on there as well. We have about 241 videos. So our YouTube channel is a school on its own. So if you really want to learn, if you want to start from the beginning, if you go to our YouTube channel, there are a lot of resources, free resources for you to learn from, right? Now, we will be looking at some interesting cyber news, and then we'll jump into the questions and interviews. So I encourage everyone during the questions and interviews, you raise your virtual hand. That way we are not stepping over each other. We give you the floor, you give your take, and we are going to move on. And I think I've seen Loretta and Mariam on here. So I'll be throwing, it was their questions that we've combined. So I'll be throwing some of those questions to them for them to give us the answers they gave during their interview. And then we are going to QA, QC their answers. And as we are doing that, we are going to come up with a better strategy of answering these questions, right? So we are going to jump straight into our cyber news. But before we do, kindly give me a second. So for cyber news, what do we have? So I have a natural story to this, and I think maybe some of you might also have. I actually have two stories, right? And what we are looking at for our very first item is job application scams, right? And the FTC has reported that for 2024, there were over 100,000 job-related scams. And this is going up because on around 2020, it was 38,000. So it has, I'll say, probably almost doubled with a little bit more extra. Now, how does this job application scam happens? So these scammers, they post fake job openings on all the different sites where honest employers are posting their job openings, right? And why are they targeting job folks looking for a role or job applicants? Because they know you can easily fall for this because, familiarity. You're looking for a job, you go to Indeed, you go to these websites, companies have posted their jobs on there, legit companies, and they also add this to it. So it's very easy for them to blend in, right? So what they do is, and we've had a couple of our students, not a lot, a couple of our students encountered this, but they knew better, so they didn't really fall for this, right? Now, sometimes they will either reach out, mostly they will reach out to you, or if you apply, then you just fall right into their net. Now, without an interview, sometimes they'll tell you they've given you the role, and send them your either passport and your work authorization and other stuff that is required for you to work. Now, if anybody's asking you for your details before an interview, and sometimes the ones that are a little bit smarter, they will just give you some bogus interview and they will say you passed, right? So they are going to give you the job. Now, what happens is that they have so many ways of pulling off this trick. So one, they will give you, some are very well organized. So it was going to take you a little bit to see through what they are doing. But always there's going to be that red flag. So some of them will give you the job offer, give you the letter and everything to sign. And then, when you are working remotely, they send you a laptop and everything, your screens and everything that you're going to use. Now, here on this side, sometimes they'll tell you to buy it from either Best Buy or all these places. And then, you are going to be the one using it. So after you buying it, they will ask you, so they are going to tell you they are going to reimburse you. Now, what you have to do, they have to, install the company's software for you to be able to have access to the different resources that they have. So you have to mail these. So sometimes iPhone 16 Pro Max with some type of laptop that is probably going to be around like 3K to 4K and some other accessories, and they'll ask you to mail it to them for them to install everything on it. Now, sometimes those that are a bit smarter with this, they will send you, I think, like maybe a check for $1,000 for you for them you accepting the offer or something like that, right? And probably that check might be fake, but they will tell you not to cash it until whenever maybe your first paycheck, cash it together with your first paycheck. So you think, they will get on your good side and you buy these things on your credit card, debit card, send it to them. Once you send it to them, that is the end of your employment, right? He just got a free iPhone 16 Pro Max and some laptop that costs 3,000 plus, right? Or sometimes they will let you use your own laptop from home, but now you are going to be doing their bidding. So either you are going to be capturing people's credentials online for them using different hacking tools without you even knowing, okay, go here, you are going to grab all this information and send it to them. And you think they will let you do that for a week, right? You think you are working and they are calling you to follow up. How is work going? How is stuff? You're happy. You think you are working. At the end of the week, they'll send you a check for maybe probably if they have to pay you, uh, let's say maybe they are paying you 3,000 a week or 2,000 a week. They will send you a check for 10,000 and they'll ask you to cash the check. And if the check goes through, you are supposed to send them back like, or send other employees because now they just made you a manager. So you send other employees their check. So send them cash for maybe 2,000 here, 3,000 there. Now the check they are going to send you is fake. So if you go to the bank and it goes through, it is still going to come back to you. If it doesn't go through, they are going to call the police or something on you, right? Now they just put you in trouble. So they have so many different ways of doing this, right? And aside them trying to get you in trouble, they are also getting your personal information, which they can use to do all sort of other things. Okay. So we just have to be on the lookout. If you're looking for a job, no company will ask you for your employment verification, your citizenship status, your immigration status, right? Maybe during your first encounter, they will let you know they are not going to sponsor you, right? If you don't have the right immigration status to work. So they might ask you that, and that is just verbal. Do you have everything to be able to work? Yes or no? That is it. And then they move on with the interview until they are about to give you, or until they give you a job offer. They don't care about your, really digging into your immigration status and all that. But when they give you an offer, as part of the background checks, that is where they will ask you for your social security and all other things. But any company or any job that is asking you for all these things on your first call, you have to run away from them, right? It's a big red flag. So if they are chatting with you and they're asking you to send all these things, don't send it because it's a big lie, right? So just be on the lookout. Now, some of these types of, job applicant scams, they have different forms. So work from home is a very common one. Example of which I just gave. Example of some of these also, reshipping scams, reselling merchandise scams. So this sometimes they can direct items that they've bought with illegal credit card and debit card information, and it comes to your house, and then you package it and reship it to them, right? So if the police are tracking this, they will come to you first, and then reselling also same thing, stolen goods from online using different credit cards to do this. They'll have you resell it online, some shape or form. They have the nanny caregiver, virtual personal assistant type of scams also as well. Mystery shopper scam, your placement service scams. If anybody is trying to take money from you, that they have a job for you, they want to take the money before you even get paid on the job, then also run from that one. Now, government and postal job scams also are there as well, right? So with that, we'll move into our second story. And for our second story is most of us, our favorite app, WhatsApp, which was purchased by Meta, right? Facebook. So Meta, so WhatsApp, the app itself is being banned from US House of Representatives, their devices. So the government issued devices, uh, WhatsApp has been banned from it. And this is from the White House since Monday, right? And reason for this is that the Office of Cybersecurity considers the app, WhatsApp, to be a high risk because they think there is lack of transparency in how it protects user data, right? And absence of stored data encryption and potential security risks involved in its use. But WhatsApp also are of a different view. They strongly disagree because now the Office of Cybersecurity allows for messaging apps like Microsoft Teams and the rest to be used, FaceTime, Apple's iMessage to be used on these government issued devices or phones. But then WhatsApp is saying that they have the strongest uh, level of security than all these other apps. So they don't know why they are being banned, but we have to just follow that story and see where it leads to. Now, is it really true that WhatsApp has the strongest security than any of these apps? That is also kind of an assignment for you to look into, right? So what makes them stronger in terms of their security posture than the others like Teams and others that have been mentioned here, right? So with that, I think we need more information about exactly what each of them are doing to be able to say, yes, indeed, WhatsApp has a stronger security posture than the others, right? So with that, we are going to move into the programs we offer, and then we will jump into our questions and answers. Now, Climb is our new partner when it comes to financing any of the programs that we offer at Eretmis Academy, and Climb almost approves everybody. So if you've been sitting on the lines waiting to have the opportunity to enroll in any of our programs, this is the time. Now, we also have a 30% discount for July 4th. So you can take advantage of that, apply it through Climb, get a 20%, and then you can also, join the program as well. Now on Climb side, you can be paying as low as 120, 100 and something. And also the duration of the payments, it can go as far as 36 months, thereabout. So 3 years, 2 years, right? So 3 years to pay 3,850 thereabout or 4,000 something. Not bad, but they also come with some interest. Now the interest will be determined by your credit score and other findings like that. So if you go to their website and you apply, you'll be able to see. Now before your application goes through, they do a soft pull. So it's not like as soon as you are making that inquiry, they are going to do a hard pull to reduce your credit score, right? So you can look more into Climb, and the 40%, the 30% discount that I was talking about is the coupon code is July 25. And for our AI, the programs that we offer AI governance specialist. The new cohort for this program will be starting July, date to be determined. It's going to probably be late July. Also, same for our cloud security. So for cloud security, it is also going to be starting in July. Now, for both programs, for AI governance, for those who are not very familiar with AI governance, everybody and their mom is using AI now in different organizations. Now, there are so many regulations, there are so many what we call frameworks and standards springing up in the AI space on how to manage and how to use AI well. When it comes to AI, we are not just looking at the security risks of attackers being able to hack into it, but also we are looking at the ethical side of it, right? When it comes to risks. So the bias, transparency, all that is what is included in AI governance. So for those who are very familiar with GRC, we are doing GRC when in the AI space. but it goes beyond cybersecurity GRC, right? So that is what we do. You are not going to be doing coding or any of that. If you have a security background, fine, it's good. If you don't, it still doesn't change anything. You can jump into this space, right? It comes with internship. Is 12 weeks. It comes with internship. Same thing with the cloud security. But now for cloud security, we encourage you to come in with some, security background. So if you are totally new, look into the entry level course instead of cloud security, because cloud security is a build up on your security knowledge and skill, right? Looking at it in the cloud space, right? Now this also comes with is vendor neutral. So we cover AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. You do a lot of hands-on also as well in these cloud environments. Protecting and then also identifying different, configuration errors and other things like that. And once you're done, most of the cloud certifications out there you can sit for. We also look at cloud from the strategic point. So if you find yourself in a managerial leadership role, you can also manage cloud, the cloud space as part of your portfolio as well, right? This also comes with internship and job placement. And then we have our almighty entry-level course. So for folks starting from scratch, if you have no background in cybersecurity, you are not an IT person, that is fine. This program will teach you cybersecurity from scratch. Not just teach you, but the second portion of this program, you're also going to do cybersecurity, right? So you are going to learn and then do. And that is what employers are looking for. They are looking for somebody who knows cybersecurity and somebody who's done cybersecurity. So if you just know theory and concepts and you've never done any project, then you're going to run into issues and problems on the job. Even during interviews, scaling your interviews will be a bit of a hassle, right? Now, this program will take you from scratch, build you all the way up to intermediate level cybersecurity professional who can, function on most of the GRC space, DRC roles and blue side or defensive roles in the security space, right? It also comes with 2 months of training, 2 months, 2.5 months of internship, as well as job placement, one-on-one coaching and assistance. You also get a mentor once you enroll. All mentors have gone through the program and they are currently working, right? So, and then also our PCI DSS, this is the specialty of Eretmis Inc. If you are looking to specialize in cybersecurity, this is one of the lucrative niches to specialize in. And this PCI DSS applies to all industries, all continents, right? It's the only framework that cuts across, all industries, all countries. It cuts across all the barriers, right? So regardless of what industry you are in, whatever you are doing, whether you're on the government side, on the corporate side, whether you're in health, retail, if you accept credit card, debit card for payments, which is almost everybody, then you have to stay in compliance with PCI DSS. Now, each company needs the PCI DSS specialist, PCI DSS programs manager to help them navigate the complexities of PCI. Now, for folks who've gone through the PCI course, they'll tell you PCI goes beyond just the 6 goals and the 12 requirements, right? So this program is really going to, create a niche for you in the cybersecurity space. So also July, we are starting a new cohort. So if you are in IT already, or you are in cybersecurity space already, you can look into joining this also as well. Now, lastly, we will look at our GRC workshop and internship. Now, it's an internship for our entry-level students. It's a workshop for everybody else coming from outside our entry-level students who wants to get their hands dirty working on different cybersecurity projects, mostly on the blue side of security and predominantly on the GRC side, right? So we work on projects like conducting an audit using 3 frameworks, ISO 27001, NIST Cybersecurity Framework, CIS Controls version 8.1. We do awareness training, gap analysis. We do incident response projects, third-party risk assessment itself, governance, working on policies, procedures, right? And this is where we make you critical thinkers in the security space, right? It's not just one size fit all, but we help you to be able to analyze different situations and different problems when doing different projects. So by the time you are done, nobody's going to tell you you are ready for the job market. You know yourself. So the next cohort is starting on the 26th. And now for anyone on the fence, you have to look into joining this one because after 26th, there's going to be some price changes, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are restructuring all our programs, so most of them that are going to be bundled and changed, and so prices are going to not stay where they are anymore. Right. So our WhatsApp group, the link will be posted. Our YouTube channel, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, help it grow, and share it with family members who are interested in the cybersecurity space. Now, let's jump into our questions and answers. And I think I still have Mariam and Loretta on here. So, Mariam and Loretta, if you're on here, you can unmute yourselves, and we will jump straight into the questions, and we will start our discussion. Right. If you are here, you can kindly give me a shout out and let me know you are here.
Yeah, Dr. Edo, I'm here. This is Loretta.
Okay, Loretta, thank you for your time. And Mariam, are you here? Or I
Dr.
think
Edo, I'm here. I'm also here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great. So, Mariam, if you can introduce yourself and so where you are in your journey, right, as part of your intro as well. And then Loretta, I think, did introduce herself, but maybe today we have some new people, so they'll have a better understanding of what we are doing, right? And then as we are answering the questions, you can also help us answer these questions, and then we will dissect these questions as well. So we will start with Mariam, if you can introduce yourself briefly.
Okay, so I'm Miriam Obeng Adjaman. I joined the July cohort. I finished in about November. Yeah. And yeah, I was looking for a job. I stopped for some time, but Dr. Edo encouraged me, so I'm back. So yeah, I had about 2 interviews. So yeah, we'll go through the questions and I'll help answer some of them. So that's it.
All right, Mariam, and what is your background prior to this?
My background is in accounting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's good we are recording this, right? Because 2 months down the line, Mariam will come back with a role. And maybe some people didn't remember Mariam, so we can play this back.
Amen.
Yeah, I did that to, I think, Kingsley, right? When we did, yeah, if you go on YouTube, our YouTube channel, if you look for one of our videos is from, like the title is, I think Kingsley was, how do they call prison officers? They have correction officers. Yes, correction officer to cybersecurity, information security analyst. That is Kingsley. And at the beginning of it, I played a video where when Kingsley completed the program, we were discussing and how he was talking about, if I land my role, I'll do this, I'll do that. And he didn't even remember that was being recorded. So we played that before he actually started talking about what he was doing on the job and the role. And it was very interesting. Right. So Loretta, please go ahead. Same for Loretta. She's also going to come back in like 2 months' time with a role. Go ahead,
Amen.
Loretta.
Yeah, so my name is Loretta. I also don't have any cybersecurity or IT background. I'm from the health field. And then I joined the November cohort last year, and we graduated, I think, in March or April. Yeah, so I applied for some jobs, and then I got the TPRM interview, and then yeah, I went to the last stage. I interviewed with, including the recruiter, that was about 6 people, 45 minutes each. And then yeah, unfortunately I didn't get a job, but I got to the last end. So yeah.
Okay, so that was your very first interview.
Yes.
And you went
Yes.
all the way to the last stage.
Yeah.
Okay. And reason why Loretta didn't get the role, and that is upon talking to Loretta, I could easily tell her last interview was a soft skills interview.
Yeah.
And that is what didn't let her get the role. It wasn't for the technical side. I personally did some job placements interview prep with Loretta, right? And she was right, spot on. But for the soft skills, you can polish up and talk and discuss. But mostly, if you don't have the fundamental concepts in answering them, sometimes they're gonna catch you off guard, right? And that is normal to everybody. So Thank you, Loretta and Mariam. Thank you for your time. We are going to go through the questions. So GRC, and this is not just GRC interview questions, GRC soft skills interview questions and answers. Right. So the questions and answers, we are going to jump in. So we will go with Loretta's. For Mariam's, it was a bit more technical. So we took some of the soft skills part from Mariam's, but what we are going to be looking at majority will the soft skills part, because Loretta's was purely soft skills. We had most from Loretta's, right? So from the recruiter, the first question, tell me about yourself. And then we move into what are your salary expectations. So when during an interview, they ask you, tell me about yourself, and I just want 2 or 3 responses. What are they really looking for? Or what do they want to know about you? You can raise your virtual hand if you have any insights into this. So if they ask you, tell me about yourself, what exactly are they looking for? Is it about you and your family, your hobbies, your pets, the schools you went to, the degrees you have, the cybersecurity certifications you have, or some of the jobs you've done in the past? I mean, they have your resume in front of them and they're asking you, tell me about yourself. What really are they looking for? Jennifer, please go ahead.
So basically, it's a short summary of your experience.
Okay, and what will really go into your experience?
The jobs related to what you applied for.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Andy, please go ahead.
Same thing I was going to say, so she set it off.
Okay. Roland, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Edu. I think when an when an employer or recruiter asks such a questions, what they're trying to sift out from the applicant is to find out whether they match to what they are looking for in the person and how they are able to communicate that very well with respect to everything detailed in a job description, I think.
Okay. Okay. Jacqueline, please go ahead.
Yes, all the speakers have nailed it. I'll just have this addition that the interviewer is actually looking for what you can, in addition to all that, what you can bring to the table, and a little bit about what you know about their organization and why you applied for the job.
Okay. So Jacqueline and Roland, I'm going to keep you two in one little basket. Great. Thank you. Delali, please go ahead.
Okay. And actually, they are looking for the relevant professional background you have to give a concise summary of your career path and also the roles and your experiences that will align with the position. I could also add the specific skills, your achievement, and your certifications that may make you a strong candidate. Thank you.
Thank you. Maurice, please go ahead.
Yeah, my answer will probably shock. I don't think they care about your career or your skill pertaining to the technical side because they know that anybody can pull that off. So I do believe that they are looking at how you feel in the cybersecurity environment, in the environment when it comes to how do you communicate with the team around you, how do you react when challenges arise. Let's say you have a coworker who do not provide specific resources that you request. They want to see your social skills, and then they want to see if you fit in the team to provide a dynamic that will produce results. So they are probably looking at your psychological and social skills here, and then your behavior in the team environment.
Okay, so Maurice, I think, Maurice, I think yours, you are stretching it a bit further. There are some questions that will probe more into that area, right? Now, this is what I want everybody to get from. For soft skills, the best way, or for you to know for sure that you nailed it, is to understand what they are really looking for. They are not asking the questions for fun, right? We all know that. But really, what exactly are they looking for? So if they ask you, tell me about yourself. If it was you, right, on the other side, asking the tell me about yourself. For each of these questions, as you answer them, they are grading you. So what is the grading rubric for tell me about yourself? That was simply what I was asking. For each single question they ask you, there is a grading rubric. And they are grading you against something. What are they grading you against? That is what, if you are able to, if you are able to answer that question, and if you're able to answer it correctly, you get all your soft skills questions correct. So anybody, do you have any idea where to find the grading rubric for what they are using to grade you?
Maybe the job description.
Right on the money. Right on the money.
Job description.
Yes, everybody is right. The job description is the grading rubric. So all your answers should be from the job description. Because why are you in the interview in the first place? Because they put a job description there. You said you can do the job. And they also want to find out for sure you can do the job. So what are they going to grade you against? Against the job description. Right? So there's really no rocket science to this. And you are not just trying your luck to see if what you're saying makes sense. No. So tell me about yourself. They are looking for your soft skills and technical skills as they have stated in their job description, if it aligns with what is in the job description. So they don't want to know about, I mean, don't get me wrong, but they don't want to know about your family and your wife and your husband and your pets. And those are just fluff that you can add to show the personal side of you. Right. Now, there are some interviews after they've gone through the formalities. Sometimes they will ask you, so I really want to, let's put every BS aside. Really tell me, like, what do you do for fun? Right. Even at that point, don't lose your guard. If you think, oh, now we are friends, we are buddies, so I'm just going to, still don't lose your guard because they are still interviewing you. There is no single time at that process, in the interview process, even if they make you feel so comfortable for you to lose your guard, that is where they get you. Right. So tell me about yourself. You should pick this from the job description summary. Because for every job description summary, they will state, as a third-party risks assessment, as a third-party risks management analyst, or as a third-party risks analyst for Eretmis Inc., you are going to be doing A, B, C, and D. You are going to be coordinating with cross-functional teams in working on this project, that project, that project. You are going to be developing, or you are going to be part of the team developing the third-party risk management program for the company. You are going to be. So now, if they tell me about yourself, and everything that you are saying is outside, you might be the most technical, the most, most experienced cybersecurity professional on that interview. If tell me about yourself, you are focusing on things that you think you did that are cool, or that will show that you are well vested in cybersecurity, you are going to go off their grading rubric. Hopefully everybody gets that. So tell me about yourself. John, with maybe 2, 3, 4 years of experience in the cybersecurity space as a third-party risk analyst. I've worked with, so for the example that I gave, I have worked with cross-functional teams in numerous roles. I'm well vested in building TPRM programs from scratch, right? So I'm just flipping their script and giving it back to them. If you say that, then they are like, okay, John has everything we are looking for. Now we can go more in depth into the substance of what John has done, right? But then maybe Loretta on the other side wants to be nice, so she's talking about degrees. She has a PhD in cybersecurity, two masters in one master in MBA, one master's in cybersecurity. Her bachelor's was in cybersecurity or in computer science. She's worked at Amazon. She's worked at Google. She's worked at all that is cool. What has it got to do with a job description? What they are looking for? They are not looking for somebody with PhD. They are not looking for somebody who has worked in Amazon, Job Hopkins, all the cool places, and NASA. All that is good, good, impressive. What can you do in relation to, or what are you bringing in relation to the job description that is on there? Right. So hopefully, because if you're the one grading yourself, be frank to yourself, like be frank and honest. Are you going to grade yourself if you're using that grading rubric and you came up talking about all the cool places and the big tech companies you've worked in, and you didn't mention a thing about the job description summary on exactly what they are going to have you do in terms of what they expect you to be able to do? How are you going to rate yourself? You're probably going to give, if you're rating somebody, you're going to give them a big 0. But if it is you, you come back and say, Dr. Edu, I did so well on the interview. I don't know why. Did they move me forward? And then if I ask you, what did they ask you? They asked me this. What did you say? Soon as you say it, I'll be able to, okay. So that you were totally off. Right. So hopefully we are spending a lot of time on this because this is what is going to set the ball rolling. And if you understand this, tell me about yourself. Another way of asking tell me about yourself is, why should we employ you over everybody else? Or what makes you more qualified for this role than anybody else? That answer is also similar to tell me about yourself. It should be in direct relation to what they are looking for. Exactly what they are looking for. Right. Now, after you've talked about everything they are looking for, you can add your fluff to it. That's fine. You can add the degrees you have, the pets you have. You can add that to be human, right? So, I mean, if maybe they also like dogs, okay, what type of dog do you have? That even, makes it even better. But you can talk about your dog all day. If you didn't talk about what is on the job description, well, they are just trying to be nice. At the end of the day, they are going to rate you very low and rate somebody who don't like dogs, even though the one interviewing you like dogs, high. Right. So now we move into another tricky question. What is your salary expectation? So for tell me about yourself, any questions on tell me about yourself? How to go about answering tell me about yourself? All right. So I think that point is well made. What about salaries? What is your salary expectation? What should you really say? Right. What is too low? What is too big? What really is the right or wrong answer for this? Any takes, you can raise your virtual hand. Jackie, please go ahead. Oh, Frederick went first. So Frederick, please go, and then Jackie. Jacqueline, yes.
Yeah, my name is Frederick. This is the first time I'm joining.
Oh, thank you, Frederick. Kindly go ahead. So what is your take when they ask about salary?
So the take on salary, they're just trying to see whether you are coming to the company to make money and go. So you just have to be very smart and do a research of the salary that they've already put on the job search. If they didn't do that, you have to do a research and see the qualification, how much is being going for maybe 80 to 90,000. So you just have to be realistic and flexible. And maybe if it's between 80 and 90,000, maybe you choose 82,000 or 83,000. So that at least you be in between the range for them to know that you're not just coming there for money making and just leave. You're coming in there to impact knowledge and also learn.
Okay. Thank you, Frederick. Jacqueline, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'll add to that. That's all great ideas that Frederick just shared with us. On my part, when I'm asked about my salary expectation when one is not posted, I usually reverse the question back and ask what the role is, what the budget for the role is. And once they give me a range, I go for the higher range for that particular role. That's how I've always gone around it.
Okay, Jacqueline, good one. Fred, please go ahead.
Yeah, Dr. Good, thank you for the opportunity. So, piggyback on what they both said, I think you do your research. I think salary.com and your location will give you an idea of how much a role is being paid. Also, you would have to probably make sure that you ask them, like Jacqueline said, they asked me and I say, what is your job offering? The recruiter asked me, I say, what's your highest offering? So now I'm putting you on the chopping board and you tell me how much the top offering is. And I don't go for the top offering. Maybe I'll stay a little below so you know that, yeah, that's a catch. So if it's at 150, I don't go for 150. I'll say maybe 145 or something just to make sure I'm on the safe side. Thank you.
Okay, so Fred, before I give Felix and Kingsley the chance and Emmanuel the chance to go, if it is 150, why are you going for 145? Or you guys just don't like money?
I say I do, but like you do, but like somebody had previously said, you're not there for the money or because you want that, but I just calm down a little bit just to make sure that I don't max.
Yeah. So I know you are trying to be moderate, but if their limit is 150, go for 150.
Okay.
Yeah, there is nothing like you are trying to. If you go for the max, maybe they don't care. That is the max they are giving. If you don't want the max, you are saving the money. That's good. I mean, and mostly the max they are telling you is not even truly the max.
Okay.
They are always trying to save themselves money, right? I think 2 years ago, thereabout, we had a cyber chat like this, and we're lucky to have one of our own. She's HR, right? I think she was in HR, and she was telling everybody how they will do everything and anything. So every money that they are saving, if they save 10,000 on you, 20 on Andy, at the end of the year, I think that all that money goes to HR for something. They can use it for party, they can use it for anything, right? So they try to save money as much as possible, because the more they pay you, the more taxes they pay on you.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if you don't have really good bargaining skills, they're always going to save on you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right. So a friend of mine interviewed for Google, no, Microsoft, and they asked how much do you want for this job, and he said 140. The guy that's interviewing him said, "Oh, give me 1 second, I'll be back." The guy came back and he said, "I just talked to my boss. We can offer you 190." You see, that means he didn't do his research and he went in.
No. Wait. Do you know how much really that role was going for? Probably 270.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the role really, like, their maximum that they could go was like 200, and they ask you, and because you are not sure of yourself and the value you are bringing, so you are like 100 or 95, they will be nice. Okay, we'll give you 130. And there you are like, oh, well, okay. No, you really save them 70K. That is what you just did. Right?
Yeah.
Because if they pay you the 100, the 95 is below the threshold. So Probably it is between 150 and 100 and like, or maybe 140 and 100 and 200, right?
Oh, okay.
So you are going for 100. They can't really give you 100 technically because that will be against the budget, the actual budget. So they can push you a little bit to give you 30 more and you are happy, but you've really saved them 80, about 70 to 80K.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, do you really think they are there just to dish out money? So you said 140 and they came up with 190. Just think about it. Right. Felix, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. My name is Felix. So yeah, I usually approach it two ways, either throwing back the question to them, asking them the range that the position is actually offering. So from that range, then I can go for the highest. But with being that I have some little bit of experience in the field, I will usually tell them my current rate. I will say, okay, this is what I'm doing now. This is what I'm doing now, and I'm looking for something above what I'm making. So I give them where I am now, so they can either meet me there or make sure that they're adding something to attract me to be able to take that position. So that's how I approach that question.
Okay. Okay. So I know there are a lot of hands up. You can keep those up. We will give you the chance to talk about different questions, but there is really not right or wrong way. And why are they asking you this question? One, not for you to waste their time and not for them to waste your time. So that is why recruiters are the ones who are going to even ask this, just to have a feel of what your range is, right? So reason why that way they don't waste your time and you don't waste their time, maybe their maximum that they can give for that role is 140. For you, your minimum that you want to take is 190. They don't have to talk about anything anymore. It should end right there. Right. So first thing is you have to do your research. See what the fair market value is for that role based in your location. Right. So, but mostly like the examples that Jacqueline and everybody else was giving, if you throw back the question to them, it is fine. Is normal industry practice, right? And that will help you to really, maybe sometimes your research will be way off or way too high, or the company don't really have the money to pay for that, right? We have a lot of Eretmis students who are doing vice president roles, VP roles, and they're getting paid 110. Right. But if you are researching with a VP role, for VP, you are 350, and you might be, for that company, they just have the title. They didn't really have the money to, meet the title. So do your fair market research, but then always throw it back to them. What is your, the limit for this role? And recruiters, they don't care. They'll tell you. Because for them, even for what they are telling you, they are still kind of selling you a little bit short just to see, what you're about. Right. Now, when they want to give you the offer, you can push it a little bit. Right. That is where you're really going to see their real limit. But here, they just want to have a feel. So, because if you speak first and you talk about your limits, just like how I'm not sure if it was Felix or somebody was talking about his friend said 140. And they said, okay, we'll give you 190. Right. If you would have asked them first, hey, what is your limit? They would have probably said 250 is the maximum we can give for this role. So what are you going to take? Always take the maximum. Always take the maximum. Don't reduce it by 10K. That doesn't make you a favorable candidate by any means. Take the maximum because they are willing to give and ready to give. Why are you, that doesn't make you like a better candidate than anybody. Because for the same role that you are doing, somebody is getting paid like 20K more. Right? So always go for the max. If they tell you the range is 100, 140, go for 140. If you can even push the 140 a little bit to 145, always push. If they give you the role, they've given you the role. If you push, that doesn't mean they're going to say, okay, then we're giving it to somebody else. No, you went through the interview process. They saw you were the best candidate for the role. So you can push push it and see how far you can go with the money, right? So now let's jump it. So reason why recruiters will ask you this, and also for the recruiter, tell me about yourself. They are grading you against the job description. So if your skill sets, technical, soft skills, they are way off what they are looking for, then recruiter is not, and then also your salary expectation is way off, they are not going to move you forward. Right? It's not because you can't do the job, but you are not a good fit for them. You are looking for 100 and maybe 195 as your limit. What they can offer is 120. Right? And then also the reason why you don't have to say your limit first, let them say theirs first, is you don't say 150 and they are like, no, our maximum that we can give for this role is 120. And you're like, I'll take it. Right? How does that sound? One, you are desperate. Two, you are just BSing. So you're not a serious person. How can you take a 30,000 pay cut just like that? You're not a serious person. You are desperate for the role, right? So if you get a role, that reason why they are not going to move you forward is not because maybe you cannot do the role, but if you get another role, if they employ you and you get another role that is going to give you more money, you're going to leave them, right? And it takes a lot of time and effort to employ cybersecurity professionals. So they want somebody who's going to come and stay for at least the time and energy that they put into this, at least a year or two. Not for you to hop on there and then you get another role for the 150 you're looking for and then jump, ship and go to the other side. Right. So now let's move into the hiring manager side. So tell me about yourself. Same strategy is what you use. And now, because this was a risks, third-party risks management role, they asked about what is risks, the difference between vulnerability scan and pen test. Where do you see yourself? So all these two we are not going to answer because they are technical. We are going to look at where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Really, what are they looking for when they ask you this question? What is the grading rubric here? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Anyone? Okay, Fred, please go ahead.
So Doc, again, I think they trying to see whether you are just using them as a stepping stone, and when you get a better job somewhere, you leave them and go to, like you said, the process is long and tedious. So at least they want somebody who can stay with them for a little bit. So not just using them as a stepping stone. That's what I think.
Yes. And what Gertrude, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. So, in a question like this, this is how I look at it. Do you, first of all, ask yourself the honest question? Do you want to grow with this company? Is it something that you, because right from when you start the application, your instincts will definitely speak to you, whether this is the right company you want to see yourself up there or not. But this is how I will look at it and how I respond to that question. In terms of how do I see myself, I remember I gave a response to that question in an interview, and I said I would love to be the go-to person in the company in the next 5 years. One, it tells me I want to be a problem solver for the company, and whatever challenges they are dealing with, I hope to be that person. The negative side of those responses is that if you don't take care, you meet a very somebody who doesn't like you in the panel, who has been the king in the game where you want to get to. That will also be an exit way to push you out. So you just have to weigh the environment, look at the body languages and the communication mannerisms of the people you are interviewing with, and how best you can answer it. But just look at the fact that they just want to see your foresight. Where do you hope to be with the company? And Always be positive when you're responding to that. Back to, let me take us back to when you asked the question on the salary part. I mean, how much you're looking for. Usually on that issue, it depends on where you are in the interview process. If it's the third interview, then you can ask them what the range are, what is the hiring rate, which of course, obviously you will know by that time. But if it's the initial screening, and I mean, you mention anything, you should know you'll be out. So usually I'll tell them I'm very negotiable within the market range. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to mention a figure or whatever for me to, So it's always to play safe that way. Let them know you are negotiable within the market range. And then if you are on the last phase of the interview, there you can talk about figures. That's my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you, Gertrude. Very insightful. Now, Loretta, how did you answer this question? Because this was your interview.
Yes. So I said that I want to be in a position, because a TPRM position, I said I want to be in a position in the team whereby I'll be able to teach anybody who will come after me how to do TPRM, because I like to teach and I feel like teaching is the best way to know that you have really mastered what you are doing. So I answered from there. Then I said that I would also want to get to a point where I can head a TPRM team. And then the hiring manager said, if I'm trying to become the CISO, then it will not be in this company because the CISO is doing very well. So because of what she said, actually, I was expecting to be moved forward. Because, yeah, I felt like maybe in her mind, she thought I was coming to take somebody else's job or something because of what she said. So I wasn't expecting to be moved forward, but I was moved forward anyway. So I came from a point of wanting to be in a position where I can mentor and teach anybody on TPRM. And yeah,
Okay.
that's the position I came from.
Okay. So when they ask you this question, it's kind of a trick question, right? You can say anything. I want to have these certifications. I want to do a master's in cybersecurity. I want to help the company grow. You can say a whole bunch of stuff, but really the question they want to ask, they are not asking. Well, this is like a decoy to the main question, right? The main question is, are you going to stay here for the long run or you are here for the short term? Right. So if they ask you, are you going to stay here for the next 5 years? Everybody's response is going to be like, of course. I'm going to stay here for 20 years because we want the role, right? If they ask you, are you going to stay here for only 2 years? Nobody's going to say no. But if they ask you this question, it's a trick question, right? So yes, they are gauging your stability. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And reason being that, so let me maybe go back a little bit. Your hiring manager, and okay, so this is directly for the hiring manager. So this is good. Now, if you are the hiring manager of a company and everybody that you are hiring is leaving the company in 6 months, guess who the next person to leave the company is? The hiring manager, because you're going to get fired. Why? What is the job of a hiring manager? To pick the best candidate who is going to stay for a long time. So for the hiring manager, they have their own personal interest first before the company's interest. And their own personal interest is to pick the best candidate who is not crazy, who will show up to work, who didn't make them look bad as a hiring manager or make them look bad as a bad pick. So hopefully everybody understands that piece. So for every single person who is going to interview you, look at what their own their own goal and their own biases are. Because if you're a hiring manager and all your hires are leaving the company, they are not showing up, it means you are doing a terrible job. They're going to fire you. So as a hiring manager, their own goal and their own objective is paramount before the companies, because theirs is to make sure they look good. You make them look good. And making them look good is, if I brought on Loretta and Loretta is, doing awesome and everybody is praising Loretta, guess who made that choice? Me, right? So my pick was good. Now, if Loretta don't know her job, she's fumbling, causing problems, we are losing money, who picked Loretta? Right? I feel bad if nobody even tells me anything in the company. So hiring managers, they'll ask these questions to see, the answers you give, they are making inferences from the answers you give, right? There are so many unasked questions when it comes to soft skills. They are not going to ask you some questions directly, but they pick answers from questions they ask you for questions they didn't ask you. That is why you really have to understand what is going on when it comes to the soft skills side. Now, if it is technical side, if it's either you know what risk is or you don't. You can talk around in circles, but you yourself, you are talking nonsense. But for soft skills, sometimes you don't know you are talking nonsense. And you are like genuinely pouring your heart out, but you are talking nonsense. Right. So you have to really know the intent of everything that is going on here. Right. So they just want to know, are you going to be there for the longest, right? Or for the long run? At least you are going to stay there for the next 5 years. So they don't have to waste money and resources trying to find another third-party risk analyst to come and replace you because you left for a bigger role or something higher, right? And then also, as Gertrude was saying, when it comes to ambition, talking about where you want to be, the roles you want to, you have to have some situational awareness, right? I think Frank is on here. I'm not sure if he's still on here or he left. Frank went to an interview and he didn't get the role for that interview. He came out of that interview so happy because he did so well. So he called me, Dr. Edu, I went to this interview and I interviewed with 2 directors of cybersecurity from the company. And it got to the point where I was even schooling them on SOC 2 type 1, SOC 2 type 2, SOC 1 type 1. They didn't even know the different types of SOCs. And I'm like, oops, you shot yourself in the foot. Because these people are looking at you like, okay, you're going to be the cybersecurity analyst working directly for us and coming in with, this much knowledge and skill. Next, we know we're going to get fired and you're going to take our spot. No, we are not picking you. I've sat on different interview panels where there was a company, they were picking the director for IT. And one lady who was the IT specialist there, she was also part of the ones, she was also grading the directors, although she was going to work under the director. She rated, and I think like her rating was going to be paramount than anybody else because she was directly in IT, working in that space, and she was going to work directly with this person. She rated everybody who was very, very good, low, and rated the person who was like average, very high. You know why? Because the ones who were very good were going to give her a run for her money. Push her, question her. She wants to be comfortable. So she wants somebody who's going to depend on her. You see people's goals and, mindsets that is happening. And it's true. So if you go in there showing too much or showing too much ambition, that can also be a problem. Right. And this lady, she told her friend, that is how I got to know. And yeah, I mean, like they thought I was going to pick this guy. No, these 2 were the best, but I won't pick them because when they come here, I'm going to be in trouble. Right. I want a guy who don't know much and is going to depend on me. So the little that I know, I'm going to be a rock star. And yeah, truly, that was the pick for the company. That was in my company. So, more kudos to them. But I mean, they are doing fine. So also, just like the example that, Gertrude gave and then Loretta gave. So for this, you can go from, but mostly you want to say things that is going to help the company. In the next 5 years, I want our TPR program to be the best within the industry, within our industry, right? Streamline it to make it more seamless, integrate more AI tools into it, such as, right? So mostly, if you have a plan going into this role, see if you've been given the role and you're talking about exactly what you're going to be doing, you can use that for the 5 years plan. It shouldn't be on your personal development because the company really don't care about your personal development. They don't. They care about their development and what you're going to do to help them. Maybe something that we should all understand before we jump into answering soft skills questions is the company don't care about you. So everybody get that in your toolbox. They don't care about you. They don't know you. For you, so what they care about is them. So your recruiter, your hiring manager, the only language they understand is how you are going to help them and the company succeed. So if you go in there, why should we employ you over everybody else? And you are talking about how this role is going to help you grow as a security professional, how it's going to polish your skills in TPRM. Oh man, you are just scoring 0, 0, 0, 0 because everything you are saying is about you, and they don't care about you. They didn't set their company up to help you grow as a cybersecurity professional. They set their company up to help them grow and become the best company making more profits. So everything that you are saying should be about how you are going to help them, not yourself. Although you're also going to help yourself on the way, but you are interviewing. So it's about them, not you. That is one key when answering all soft skills questions. If you understand that well, you are going to get most of your soft skills questions right. So if they ask you, tell me about yourself, it's about them. They are asking you, tell me how you are going to help us succeed in this space. Why should we employ you over everybody else? Tell me how you are going to, out of everybody else, how you are going to help us do A, B, C, D. Right. So hopefully everybody gets that piece. Now, what do you do for fun in your free time? This question also, if you have some. Oh, wait. Before that, okay, let's do the free time, right? What do you do on your free time? This sounds like a very innocent question, right? What do you do for fun on your free time? Well, I watch 5 hours of TikTok. TikTok is pretty fun. Do you know the app TikTok? It's pretty fun. People are there just having fun. Okay. Yeah, I've heard about TikTok. TikTok is nice. It's nice. And they just gave you a big -5. Right. Right. So what is your take on this? What are they really looking for? What do you do for fun? How has that got to do with TPRM job? Anyone? Any takers on this one? Any fun people on here? What do you do for fun? Okay, Jacqueline, please go ahead.
Okay, Dr. Adu, I think I do a little bit
Let's see if
extra.
Jacqueline is fun. Go ahead, Jacqueline.
Yes, I am. I think I do a little bit extra on this. I usually go on LinkedIn to research the person who is interviewing me, and I look at their background, and some of them usually have volunteering activities. And if they do, I usually bring up the volunteering activities that I do, but usually put in outside spending time with my family. These are the volunteering activities I do. I usually choose the ones that I do that is most related to the job or the environment or my community as a whole. Then I always add that I am part of a weekly cyber chat where we come together to share ideas and learn from professionals in the industry. And I talk about my professional background, communities like maybe ISACA, I'm a part of it. I attend webinars, and also I join their Saturday privacy meetings where we learn from, again, professionals in the industry. So that's how I usually answer that question.
Okay, Mike, please go ahead. And Michael said he go on skydiving. So Mike, what do you also do for fun?
Well, a lot, but I think with this, yes, it could be anything you do for fun, but again, you can bring it or tie it with the the job responsibilities. For instance, for me, if I would say I enjoy maybe workout or playing sports like soccer, then I can tie it to the work environment that, well, I do that to one, stay alert and kind of release stress, as well as since soccer is a sports team, it also helped me to be a team player, which is also relevant in the workplace. So again, whatever I say as a fun activity, I'll have a way of tying it to the work responsibilities, in addition to even personal and educational development, as some of these speakers have spoken about. So that's been my approach.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. So yes, like you rightly said, you can do anything for fun. That is okay. But still, like I said, you don't have to lose your guard. So what do you do for fun? And everything that they are asking you during this interview should be about them. Right? So what do you do for fun? How is what you are doing for fun going to help you perform your job? Simply, that is what they are asking you. Right? So like Michael was saying, oh, I play soccer, which helps me. There's a lot of team building skills in there and a lot of teamwork. Soccer is a team sport. You cannot be a one-man show in a team. So that helps you to be patient. It helps you to coordinate and work with everybody else. You see how you are turning it around to. So that really helps me on the job also to be able to, because that skills, I'm polishing up that skills even off duty hours. Right? Maybe you play chess. Same thing. Michael, skydiving, even skydiving. What are some of the skills you are building there, to be able to help you push through on the job, right? So, but you don't have to be too superficial. Like, oh, I read, get certified, get ahead, but like cover to cover for fun. Nobody does that for fun, right? Or I take certifications for fun. Come on. You have to be realistic, but whatever you are saying, you have to relate it to how it is going to help you on the job. That is that simple, right? So do you prefer a structured environment or a free range environment? In your workspace, do you prefer like a structured, rigid, this is how we do things, or a free range where you can do whatever? Now, what is really the underlying goal for this question? Is there any right or wrong way? If you prefer a structured environment, is it wrong? If you prefer a free range environment, is it wrong? Loretta, how did you answer this one?
So I said I prefer a more structured environment where everything is laid down so nobody is misunderstood. There's accountability. Everybody knows what they are supposed to do. That being said, we can also give a room for people to make mistakes, people to explore new ideas. So that's how I came from.
Okay. Anybody else? And what is the underlying tone for this question? What really are they driving at? Maurice, please go ahead.
I believe I prefer a free range environment within a structure. What I mean by that is that, our job is mostly start with governance, right? Governance, writing policies, which brings structures on how we're going to do things. It allow us to be more efficient and more productive. In the meantime, we need to bring some freedom to it to prevent some people to burn out and then be stressed. So a blend of both, but free range being within a structured environment.
Okay. Then Osin, please go ahead.
Yes, I just want to disagree with everything that was said. I think this question is getting at how flexible you are and how willing you are to work with different people, especially that's different from your preferences, and how you would go about making sure everyone feels included in that set environment.
Yes. And Sari, please go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like this question is just they're trying to gauge how you work. They want to see if you like things in order, like structured, or if you're that kind of person that just like works in like, well, I say free range, the way they put it. So like I think with the earlier speaker, like I agree with her, kind of like saying like you like to work in a structured environment, but if you need to be flexible, you can be. I think that would be my approach.
Okay. Damilola, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Edu. I think this question is just basically trying to see how you would fit into the organizational culture. So in the job description, they'll usually have a section that talks about, the organization, their culture. And so from that, you can kind of derive if, they would tend towards a more structured approach or to a more free range approach. And so you can tailor your answer towards that. So it kind of depends on what they've put out in the job description. Personally, I've looked at some job description. I have seen that they're more structured, so I tailor my answer to that. And sometimes I've looked at, the way they describe the organization, they're more free range, so I tailor myself to that. So they're basically trying to just assess how you'd fit into the organizational culture. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You are muted if you're trying. Right, I think was Andy's hand up for this one?
Well, I was thinking as a GRC, our positions are structured. So if I were to do a GRC job that combines with project management, then I would bring in both aspects to say that I can be structured where it needs to be. However, flexibility is part of what I have to be in order to be successful as a project manager. So I can learn to combine both.
Okay, so for this company, if they have a structured environment or they have a free range environment and you go either or, they are looking to see if you can fit in both environments. Pretty much that is what they are looking for, right? And sometimes you don't know for a fact if they have a structured environment or it's a hybrid environment, right? So you compare the pros and cons of both and you fit yourself into, let them know you are flexible. So I think like Osin was they are looking at your flexibility to be able to adapt and adjust, right? Which is very key in what we do in the GRC space, right? So with that, we are going to move into the project manager and the CISO. So for the project manager, they were asking, why do you want to do TPRM? This can be soft skills / technical, right? So what was your answer to this, Loretta? Why TPRM?
Yeah. So I came from a position of explaining how important TPRM is, and then how in my journey in cybersecurity, on my resume, I started as GRC, and then I specialized, like I branched into third party. So I stated that in my first job as doing general GRC, stuff, I realized how lacking some TPRM procedures were and how most organizations don't take it seriously. So I decided to learn more about it and see how important it is. So after I learned more about it, I realized that it can make or break an organization. So I would want to be in a position to be able to help organizations to prevent that risk that they have not caused for themselves, but they have inherited from engaging with other people. So that's how I entered into TPRM, because of my interest in how organizations tend to put it in the background. So that's how I answered it.
Okay. Anybody else? Like, what is the underlying goal here? What exactly are they looking for this question? Is it really about why you are doing TPR? Like, that is why they're asking you this question? This question could have been anything. Why GRC? Why cybersecurity? Right? What are they really looking for? Cyrus, please go ahead.
I think they're looking for how you're going to help their TPRM program really much. What are you going to bring to the table? What is your game plan for their TPRM program?
Okay. So look at it also this way. If I ask you why you chose to stay in the state you are staying in, or why you chose to stay in the house you are staying in, why you chose to buy the shoe you are wearing.
Dr. Edu, could it be that you understand the position to show them how much you understand what you're coming in for?
Yeah, eventually you'll be talking about TPRM, but they are really looking for how you make decisions and why you choose to do TPRM. So your analytical, your critical thinking skills, that is what they are looking for, right? So if it is like, well, Loretta, my friend, who initiated me into cybersecurity is doing TPRM, so I also just fell into TPRM. Then we see that a lot of thoughts don't go into why you do things, right? Mind you, these are soft skills questions. So there are some questions they are not going to ask you. They infer answers from. So they can simply throw you this simple one, why TPRM? So everything that you are saying, really, they don't care about the substance. What they are looking for is the decision-making processes that went into it, right? So Loretta, go ahead. You wanted to say something.
Oh no, it was a mistake. I accidentally raised my hand. Yeah.
Yeah, so this could have also easily been why PCI DSS, why HIPAA, why RICS, like why this company? Why do you want to work for this company? So you have the substance of the TPRM or why the company, but then the thoughts that went into choosing this company is what they're actually looking for, right? So they are just measuring your critical, analytical, how you analyze stuff, how you make decisions, decision making. That is what they are shooting for, right? Now, because of time, we wouldn't be able to go through all the questions, but I think everybody gets the point about looking for underlying tone or the goal of the question before jumping into it. Now, with that being said, this also shows you that a lot of prep has to go into your soft skills interviews because you have to go in there prep with knowing most of the goals that comes with this, right? Kindly give me a second. Right, I'm back. Sorry for the little delay. So the point I was trying to make was for soft skills questions, if you don't practice, they are going to catch you off guard almost all the time. Right? It's going to catch you off guard. So you practice with scenario. We are going to still go through the questions, but this is some of the practice that you do, right? So if you get, the trend, or you get the strategy of how to analyze and how to break these questions down and how to answer them, now you'll be on the right path answering most of these questions, right? So one question here, this is a big one. When do you decide it's time to ask for help? So let's say you're on a project. When do you think it's time for you to decide to ask for help? How did you answer this, Loretta?
This one, what did I say? I think. Oh yeah. This one, I don't think I answered it properly, but I said that when I'm doing the projects and I realize I'm stuck for maybe about some few hours, then I would ask for help.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the questions I answered poorly.
Okay. So what exactly are they looking for in this question? How do you decide when it's time to ask for help? What is the underlying tone here? What is the unasked question in this asked question? Sign, please go ahead. Osin, please go ahead.
Okay, so I think in this question, they're looking to see how proactive you are, and also how much are you willing to help yourself, right? So of course you're looking for help, but you're coming with like a proposed solution, and you're just maybe wanting to check in with the person to see are you on the right track? So yeah, I would definitely say, I would work and come with a baseline of what the project entails and how I'm doing, but just to ensure that, everyone's on the same page and I'm moving in the right direction. Um, I would then seek, assistance to ensure that. I mean, that's how I would answer. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's kind of how
Okay. Okay. Mike, please go ahead.
Thank you. My thought process is that they are assessing one's self-awareness as well as communication. So you got to know when you need help or when things are not going right. You should be able to determine that. And then how are you going to communicate that? And, being proactive and timeliness in communication. So that's what I'm thinking is being assessed here.
Okay. Rainy, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think for the most, because like somebody said, you need to be aware of the situation. In this case, you want to know what is the priority of the project you're working on. If it's time sensitive, then you don't have time to do some research, maybe deep research. It depends how high priority the project you're working on is on. So that would be the biggest point you want to brought up on that.
Okay. So, and my question will be, so this is, how do you decide it's time for you to ask for help? Now, do you have to wait till you need help to ask for help?
That was for me.
No, anybody can answer.
I'll say yes.
Okay. So if you wait till you need help to ask for help, does it show proactiveness? I mean, can't you kind of, guesstimate when I think this is going to be a little bit too much for me? Maybe not in terms of maybe technical know-how, but in terms of time. And because if you have a timeline and you look at everything else you are doing together with this project, you might not be able to make it. Right. So you should know that ahead of time. you don't have to still stick with it till the point where now you have 2 days for the project to be due, and that is when you are going to ask for help. Right. Hopefully everybody gets that piece. Now, what this question is, shooting for is like two or three things put together. So your project management skills, analytical skills, and then also having that communication, right? And your proactiveness. So like three things put in one. So if you have to wait till you need help, then it means you're not planning well, right? It's like, for example, if you have to wait till the end of the month to know that you are going to need extra $200 for you to be able to meet all your bills. And I think your planning is a bit on the low side, because anybody who is on top of their finances, they will know, okay, because there were these unexpected expenses. This month we are going to be short this much. So before, like 2 weeks before the end of the month, they know what is going on and they will seek for it. Because if you are going to ask Michael has his own problem going on, right? But if you ask him way ahead of time, maybe if you ask a couple of your friends and acquaintances ahead of time, they might be able to, move some things around and help you out. But if you wait till like your rent is due tomorrow and you're asking Brian, like, hey, Brian, like, you mind sparing $300? I think your rent is going to pass due at that point, right? And that was because you were not proactive. Your project management, and here your financial management was non-existent, right? So they are looking at all that. So although they are asking you, when do you decide it's time to ask for help? Really, you plan and you are proactive, so you kind of ask for help when it is not even time for you to ask for help. And you don't, how you ask for help, there are also different ways, right? So you can, once you are given the project, if you are you have good, strategy in place, project management skills in place, with everything that I'm doing, this is going to take me about 3 weeks to be able to complete, and these are the different phases that I'm going to go through, right? So if it's not going to meet the 3 weeks before you even start the project, you should know you are going to need help or not, right? So you don't just pile up projects on and say yes, yes, yes. Don't be the yes man, and then next, if you are the yes man, next you are going to be the person who can never get the projects done, right? So that is what they are looking for. Now, I think.
So, Dr.
Yeah.
Du, will it be wrong when I use that as a weakness, when I've been asked about my weakness and I say I'm kind of hands-on, so I want to make sure that everything is done, very meticulous about what I do. So I've realized that having to do things most of the time kind of dangerous. So I have to learn to delegate situations on this.
That one, you are shooting yourself in the foot.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is like
That's
you are
what
not
I've been
shooting
saying.
you are not shooting yourself in the foot with a 9mm. You probably have like a 50 cal, like tearing your legs apart. No, you don't want to go that way. Right. So, and later on we will come to some of those questions. So for the CISO, I think, how do you communicate within your team, and how does this affect how does your family life affect your work? That they're also looking at time management. So if you look at the project, okay, so I wasn't even paying attention. The project manager, all his questions or her questions were on project management. Truly, like, I even forgot that this was the project manager, like the project manager side. So everything that I wasn't even looking, and I was talking about project management until I looked up and I'm like, okay, that is the reason why they're asking these questions. So it's about project management and prioritization, proactiveness, right? Analytical and, critical thinking skills, right? That is what the project manager was shooting for. Now, for the CISO, what are you looking for in this role? How have you grown in your current job compared to when you started, and what helped you build yourself? How do you measure success in your job and your value and your value to the company right? How do you stay current? What challenges you most in your current role? So these ones we are going to look at, but before we do, and there are some interesting ones ahead of this one, right? So we are going to jump a little bit and spend some time still with Loretta, but then also we bring Mariam in. So whilst we are doing that, our 4th of July sales 30% off is still ongoing. Climb is our new partner to finance your courses, and Climb approves almost everybody. And for our catalog of courses, our AI governance specialist, the new cohort is starting in July, ending of July. And this program is the GRC of AI, right? So you don't need a technical IT background to be able to do this. Comes with internship and workshop as well. Very hands-on, very, very hands-on. In the AI governance space, it is still growing. So you get to be part of the pace setters in this space. And for everybody who's gone through any of our programs, your next step should be the cloud security professional. Now you have to also know how to move in the cloud as a cybersecurity professional. This is also very hands-on. It is vendor neutral, so we work with AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and you're actually going to be doing a lot of projects in these environments, right? And then also the strategic part of of cloud security. We are also going to focus much more on that. So if you find yourself in a leadership managerial role, you should still be able to function. And most of the certifications, cloud certifications around this covers them and much more. And for folks looking to start in the cybersecurity space, our cybersecurity entry-level course, that is the best course that is going to help you propel you into the cybersecurity space, set the foundation for cybersecurity, GRC space, and beyond, right? First 2 months you go through training, you don't need any IT background, no cybersecurity background. We take everything. All you need is have to be computer literate with some high school diploma, and that is about it, right? You don't need a degree in anything. If you have a degree, it's a plus, and it can be in anything. And we take you through this program and do some training, learn the basic fundamentals of cybersecurity, all the way up to intermediate level. Then we move you into tools where you're going to use different types of tools like Nexus, Qualys, different SIM tools. And then also we move you into our GRC workshop and internship where you work on projects, right? So once you're done, we do one-on-one interview prep as well, similar to what we are doing, but we go more in depth when we do the one-on-one interview prep. Now, for folks already in the IT space, if you are in the cybersecurity space, you're looking to carve a niche for yourself, we encourage you to look into our PCI DSS program, our payment security program. PCI is by far the most lucrative niche in the cybersecurity space, arguably. But for folks who are in there, they'll tell you. And what we're doing in the PCI space, we are focusing just on how you are going to protect credit card and debit card information. It's simple, but to navigate the PCI DSS space is not easy. So that is why employers are looking for professionals with the skills to be able to help them navigate the complexities of PCI DSS within the organization. We started a new cohort in July as well. And our workshop and internship next cohort is on the 26th. For our cybersecurity entry-level course students, this is an internship. For everybody else coming from the outside, it's a workshop. Sometimes people get it confused, although you're going to be working on the same projects, but people get it confused because some people think, oh, but the internship, I should be getting paid. Now, we are lucky to have 2 companies. We are using them as guinea pigs. So we get to work on them and do things to them, learning, right? And we teach you and show you how this is done, how the projects are done. So some of the projects that are listed, we do 10 major projects from doing cybersecurity assessment or audits, third-party risk assessment, incident response, awareness training, governance, working on policies, procedures, right? So if you have a master's, you have a bachelor's, you've gone through different programs, but you've really not worked on any cybersecurity project. And working on cybersecurity projects is not using Nexus to do scans. The cybersecurity jobs go beyond that, right? And if that is all you're going to do on the job, then everybody will have the hands-on and that they need to be able to work, right? That you can show anybody to do in a minute how to use a tool, but to really conduct risk assessment, to conduct third-party risk assessment, If you've not done it before, you've not done it before. You can know theory all you want, but if you want to bridge between theory and doing, this is the program that will help you do that, right? And our cyber chat group, the WhatsApp group has been posted, YouTube channel. Also, everything that we are doing, we are transmitting live on YouTube. So we encourage you to also join us on YouTube. And with that, we are jumping into the last sessions of our questions and answers. So for the cybersecurity engineer, these are the questions that they asked. Now, tell me about your journey in TPRM. Explain the internet to me like a 3-year-old, right? Explain a firewall to me like a grandma. Explain DNS to me like I'm a college IT student. What is RICS? So all these, although all these are technical questions, they are trying to really dig deep into your understanding. Like that is why every day I say you should be able to break it down grandpa style, right? So if you really understand everything they are asking you really well, you'll be able to break it down to somebody with no IT background for them to be able to understand. What is RICS? This has been asked so many times because you're in a third-party RICS interview. Explain the entire TPRM cycle. What is CIA triad? What is the difference between threats and vulnerabilities? The difference between vulnerabilities scan, pen test, and bug bounty program. These are technical questions, but these are the easy ones, right? These are pretty straightforward. You either know them or you don't. The hard ones, are the soft skills. Now, still with the engineer, in your experience, what do you think is the most challenging aspect of GRC role? What do you do to make sure you are up to speed with cybersecurity trends? What specific things got you interested in applying for this position? Right, one big one. Walk me through your day-to-day activities as a cybersecurity analyst. Now, this question was from Mariam. Now, this one also, what specific things got you interested in applying for this role? So let's start with this question, right? What are they looking for? So this is similar, if you remember, this is similar to why should we employ you? Why, tell me about yourself, right? What really made you interested in this role? They follow the same trend. So what do you think they are really looking for here? What got you interested in this role? Loretta, please go ahead.
I think this is also the job description. The things that you saw in the job description that you think you can do. So for that reason, you are applying for the job. So I think you have to, in this question, you have to digest the things that they have put in their job description very well.
Okay. So how do you relate that? I mean, and not Loretta, anybody else can also jump into this. What got you interested in this role? What exactly are they looking for? What would be the right answer? Ishmael, please go ahead. You're muted if you're trying to speak, Ishmael. Okay, Fred, kindly go ahead. I think Ishmael's having some issues with audio.
Yes, sir. So I think they want to make sure that if you have read the job description and you think you fit into their outfit, their organization, based on what the job description is saying.
Okay. Mike, please go ahead.
I will just sum this up for what can you do to help the company? What can you do to help us? That is what they are looking for.
Okay. So what attracted you to this role, or what made you? Like we said, the grading rubric is the job description. Now, what exactly on the job description are you going to look at for this? So what will interest you? Yes, you are looking for a third-party role, and you saw this ad. Now, there are different third-party roles out there. Why did you choose this specific one? what they are looking for is, so one, for this one particular, you have to also come from, and for all the other ones we discussed, knowing the company, knowing their values, knowing their mission statement, their vision statement really helps you a lot in answering some of these questions, right? So what, made you interested in applying for this? So probably, let's say, this company, they make shoes, but they also do charity work by giving shoes to maybe kids in Ghana, right? And I'm from Ghana. So I'm like, one, doing charity, it aligns with my values. Two, you are donating it to people that I think would need it, right? So you are helping them because I know how it is for kids who cannot afford that. Blah, blah, blah. So this is just an example that I'm giving, right? So that is one. Now, two, that shouldn't be your only reason. Two, for what the company is doing and for how their maybe cybersecurity team is structured, and for the things they are looking for this role, right? For what they are looking for this role, what I'm going to do, or what the skills they are looking for. Based because my values align with the company's values and the company's vision of getting here or becoming the best shoe company in the next 5 years, with my skill sets of being able to do A, B, C, D, I think I'll be able to work together with the team, and add more value to what they are doing to help the company achieve its vision of becoming the best shoe company in the next 6 years. So that is why I applied for this job. So it is always about them, not you, right? Nothing about, oh, I think everything on there is something that I can do and it will help me grow. So that is a big, X. Help you grow. They don't know you. They don't care about your growth. They care about them, right? So everything is about them. So you don't go to any interview without knowing the company's mission, their vision, their values, organizational culture. Read about, because that is really going to help you during the soft skills. There are some soft skills questions that they will just ask you straight. What do you think are our values? Or these are our values. What is your take on our values? Right? Or explain the different values that we have. Like explain it in your own terms, how you understand it. And if you don't prep these, you are just going to be talking for talking sake, right? Now, walk us through your day. For that, a little bit technical, we are not going to do that. In your experience, what do you think is the most challenging aspect of a GRC role? So what do you think they are looking for this one? What is the most challenging aspect of your GRC role? Anyone? What exactly are they looking for here? Any takers? Oh, problem. Okay, Mike put problem solving in there.
Yes, so I'm thinking it's problem solving because you're going to face challenges. Now, how do you solve, how do you work around that challenge? So that is why I'm saying it's problem solving. So it's not just about identifying the challenge, but how you work to solve the problem. That means the challenge. Yeah.
Okay, so that is maybe one way to approach it. Anybody else? The most challenging aspect of a GRC role. What do you really think is the most challenging? Just dig deep into your own heart. For folks who've been in internship workshop, what is the most challenging part of the internship and workshop? Lorita's hand was up.
I think it's navigating people.
Okay.
The job itself is not very stressful. It is getting people to do what they are supposed to do and do it on time, and then getting people to show up. I think that's from the intention, that was my issue, or not. I won't say my issue, but the challenging part. Yes.
Okay. We have Maurice. Go ahead, and then Siri.
Yeah, it's like Loretta said, time management and then communication with the colleagues.
Okay. What about you, Siri?
I think it's managing people. So getting people, like you said, to do the work or chasing around people to get them to do what they're supposed to do it will be the challenging part of it. And how do you navigate that? And how do you deal with that? How do you come up with solutions with managing people?
Okay, so Glenda also put in there working with different people. George and everybody who is answering this, they are all either gone through the internship, GRC internship or workshop.
But Dr. Blame it on the evolving nature of the security landscape.
Okay. George, please go ahead. And Osin.
Yeah, I think working together as a team, it's my most challenge that I've faced.
Okay. So, Osin, please go ahead.
Yeah, I would say navigating the unknowns. And so those are just areas that once I see that there's a barrier or something that I don't know, that's the most challenging because that's the first time I'm experiencing it. But after that, I am able to adapt well moving forward. So that's kind of have been my response to this particular question. And that's actually a reality. Like if you don't know something, like have to navigate that, where to start from. But yeah.
Okay, so that was Mariam's question during her interview. How did you answer this one, Mariam?
Okay, so I said keeping up with trends in cybersecurity since the world is evolving. And so yeah, keeping up with trends is a bit difficult. But then I joined Friday chats. I also joined webinars and all that. That's what I said.
Okay. So one thing about what we do for the GRC internship and workshop is you are working in a real world scenario, working on projects for these companies. And we also you could have been doing these projects individually, but we put you in a group, right? So you actually get to see working in a group in the cybersecurity space is exactly what you are doing in the internship. And I think 5 or 6 people just, everybody was quiet until I was like, hey, what is your biggest challenge during the internship and workshop? Everybody's hand is like, oh, I know. And you're all right. The most challenging part of GRC role is dealing with people. Keeping up with trends, I mean, you can set up different feeds on your phone. You don't have to do anything. It will just pop up, okay, this new cyber security thing came up, or this new IT thing came up, but dealing with people, right? If you are telling George to do this and George is not doing it, you are doing an assessment. You need input from networking folks, from IT, you send them emails, they pretend they didn't see it until you send it to their boss, and all of a sudden the email just showed up, right? People dropping balls on timelines. Just navigating people is the most difficult part of anything that you're gonna do in the GRC space. People, right? So knowing how to deal with people will make you a rock star in the GRC space, and that is what you learn without you even knowing you are learning that in the internship and workshop, where you are dealing with all people. People are people, right? So we have different opinions, different tastes for different things. We see things differently. So having that patience, that empathy, right? Great interpersonal skills, intrapersonal skills, and being able to see things from other people's point of view, influencing people, leadership, managerial style, making sure we're able to work and coordinate with everybody. That is, something that you're not going to get anywhere in any type of training or any environment, right? Now, anybody who don't want to work with people, you just want to be by yourself, then I think GRC will be the wrong space for you. And IT in general, because now in today's day and age, anywhere you find yourself, you can be a developer, developing, you're still going to be working with people. So in the GRC space, the biggest is working with people, the biggest challenge, working with people. So on that note, we are wrapping up, and some shout outs on here on YouTube. We have Favor B and Chucks on there. I don't see much of the comments in there. So thanks to folks who joined on YouTube. And in the chat, oh, there are a lot of them on there. So okay, some of them answering the questions on there. We will get to that. But in the chat, we have some greetings, and George from Ghana, Joe from Michigan, and for folks who are looking to make appointments and stuff, we've posted the link in there, right? And Team Live, I like how you are adding the dates to the Team Lives. So for folks who are looking to renew their certifications, just do this, take the screenshot, keep it. When your certifications are coming due, you have more than enough educational points to be able to renew without resitting for the exam, right? And then Patrick was asking, is it possible to enroll in the cloud security training without a background in IT? So for the cloud security, if you are totally new, I'll encourage you to go with the entry-level course rather than the cloud security, right? Cloud security is a build up on what you know in security already, right? So if anybody tell you anything otherwise, don't really, you are going to run into some issues. So start with entry level, have a very firm foundation in cybersecurity, do some projects, and then when you get into the cloud space, it's the same thing you are doing, but looking at it from a different perspective, right? And then Gabriel also had some input projections into the future. I think that was the 5 years question, was what Gabriel was talking about. Thanks for the input, Gabriel. And then Mike gave a funny answer. Skydiving. We have Bernard from Ghana and some Team Lives in there. Gertrude, okay, said she's an appointment for Monday. Problem solving, some answers in there. So, and Mike, team collaboration, okay, some inputs in there as well. And okay, so appreciate everybody's time and all the inputs that were given. Team Lives, put the Team Lives in there, take screenshot of it, and we'll be able to use it now on YouTube. David Donkor put Team Live in there. Favor B, and then we have Eli Polu, Eli Polu, and then they are looking for, okay, so also Chucks was answering some of the questions in there. They are looking for if your organization are fit. I think for one of the questions, demonstrates independence. No, okay, so thank you everyone on YouTube for the participation. Okay, Ada Yunka said you stumbled on this page, but I guess I've been glued. Okay, thank you, Dr. Elu. Okay, so very insightful. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate everybody's time. We are wrapping up. Next week, there's going to be another edition, and our 4th of July ends. Promotion ends on the 7th. So if you are looking to take advantage of that, you can do so. So we are wrapping up, and Climb, you can also still use Climb to finance any of the programs, AI specialist, AI governance specialist, or cloud security, your cybersecurity entry level, and PCI program as well, and the GRC internship. Maurice, please go ahead.
Before you leave, what is the length for the curriculum of the AI governance?
Is 3 months.
3 months. And then the PCI, when you have completed the internship?
PCI for specialists is 4 months. So including internship is 4 months.
If you have done the internship as we are doing it now, how long it's going to take you?
For the PCI internship?
Yes. No. For the PCI program, let's say, given that you have completed the cybersecurity internship, now you want to transition to the PCI specialty. How long is it going to take you to complete it?
Oh, at least 4 months.
At least 4 months.
Yes.
Okay, good. I like that.
Yes, because PCI is a whole. So for people who said, "Oh, I went through a GRC program and it was 2 months. What did they teach you? PCI, HIPAA, ISO 2701, and all those. It is just an introduction into, they just tell you what PCI is about. That's it.
Prof,
So if we are
me
teaching
again.
PCI for 4 months, what really are we teaching if there's nothing in PCI?
Prof, when is the next cohort for the PCI?
Oh, the next cohort is tentatively, I think the ending of July is when the next cohort is going to start.
And then the one after that is when?
Probably a month and a half, 2 months after that.
Okay, good. Around September, end of September.
Yes.
Around September.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes. All right, everyone. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out, make an appointment. We are there to help and assist you. And we appreciate everybody's time. Have a great and wonderful weekend. We'll meet again next week, same time. Stay blessed. And I'm not sure about of the weather this weekend, but I think Monday, Tuesday, it was pretty warm. So try to stay safe. Have a great and wonderful weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.